Yo! Welcome back to another video, everybody. I'm Xavier Spade, and I'm a professional magician. If you're new here, welcome. Today we're going to be doing something a little bit different. I've been seeing things pop up about magic in movies and TV shows, and I decided, you know what, let me talk about it a little bit because I feel like I'm in a unique position. I'm a professional magician. I own a magic company called Lost Art Magic that creates magic for magicians. I've consulted, I've worked with magicians on tons of things and product. So I figured, you know what? Let's take a look at some of this stuff and see if it's actually being done or if it's just some camera stuff or anything like that. And I think it could be some fun. Today we're going to be looking at The Brothers Bloom. Now, I haven't seen this movie myself, but it's not about the movie, it's about the magic. Am I right? Am I right? So at this point in the movie, Rachel Weisz, I don't know how to say her name. I'm gonna say Rachel Weisz. I don't know much about actors or actresses. I'm really bad with that. So at this point, Rachel Weisz is talking to Adrien Brody, and as she's talking, she's dealing a deck of cards and like shuffling and doing cuts and stuff, and she does a couple of things. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take a look at this with you guys, and then if it's possible, I'm actually gonna teach you how to do it afterwards. So I think we should just break into looking at the video, which I have right here on my trusty dusty laptop, and see how it goes.
When I was 5, I got really bad rashes and allergies and hay fever. So my mom took me to the doctor.
Table shuffle.
And he did that test where they use needles to prick it right on your back with different toxins on them, you know, to see which ones you're allergic to.
Oh, I did a little table cut there, some table shuffles. Now, from what I understand about this, she actually practiced the moves and the trick. So let's, I think that's dope. That she went that far for this role. So let's see how it looks.
Next day I come in. Doctor lifts up my shirt, and my back is a patch of oily, moldy, blackish green double puff marshmallows. I was allergic.
That's spring. She learned springs too. That actually was a spring. She just did it really close to the hand. So let's keep going.
To everything. So they sealed the house with plastic and a special ventilation system, and I spent the rest of my childhood and adolescence indoors, alone.
Sad.
Lonely.
It's pretty sad.
It wasn't until I was 19 they discovered what I was actually allergic to was the aluminum alloy the hypodermic needles were made out of.
This has nothing to do with the trick, but I think it's kind of messed up and I think that's the point, right? Like, she literally suffered a whole bunch because she was allergic to everything, but what she was allergic to was the test. That sucks, man. At least it's a, where's my vape?
A few moments later.
And we're back. Okay, so at least it's a movie, as far as I understand. I don't know if there's a true story or not, but I hope it's just a movie. That would suck.
She stayed sick a really long time.
Do you, feel cheated?
Trick to not feeling cheated.
Oh,
So learn how to cheat.
fancy.
So, I decided this wasn't a story about a miserable girl trapped in a house that smelled like medical supplies, wasting her life on a dying person she sometimes hated. No.
Not bad. Okay, so far she just produced 4 aces, and the simplest way I could tell you how to do this, which we'll talk about later, is with short cards. So obviously they taught her some short card stuff, and that's pretty dope. She also spread the cards and did like one of those fancy turnovers, and I'll show you that as well.
This was a story about a girl who could find infinite beauty in anything, any little thing, and even love the person she was trapped with. And I told myself this story till it became true. Now.
Oh, that was rough. So what she's doing right now, she spread out the cards, she loaded some in, and then that riffle at the end, oh boy.
Now.
That hurt my soul.
Now.
But you could tell that she's still a little bit uncomfortable with the cards, but I think it's dope that she did practice and learn some of this. She's not totally uncomfortable that she's not able to pass by, but let's keep going.
Did doing this help me escape a wasted life? Or did it blind me so I wouldn't want to escape it?
Nice.
I don't know. But either way, I was the one telling my own story, so no, I don't feel cheated at all.
Okay, So that was pretty dope. That was pretty dope. Okay, so at the end, she produces 4 queens after scooping up the aces. Simple switch. She took her hand off camera though, so I think they added the cards because I'll talk about something later on that doesn't make sense. But still, really good job, Rachel. That was awesome. What do you say we learn how to do this? Because this is 100% doable. This isn't a camera trick, although I think the way they did it, there was a little bit of trickery going on. Okay, so for this trick to be done, it's super simple. You will just need a deck of cards. Now I'm using my deck here. This deck you can get at one of the links below, no1.shop. These are my personal ones. And let's just get into what's actually happening in this trick, because there is a setup, and like I said before, I think there's something extra happening. So what you're going to need are the 4 aces, and then you're going to need 4 other aces, and then of course the 4 queens. Now if you want to do this sequence at the beginning where she's cutting the 4 packets, you'll need to take 4 of the aces and you're going to need to trim one of the edges very slightly. I actually have a video on short cards, so if you want to take a look at that, you can click that little button up there and that'll bring you to the video on short cards, and then you can come back here. So if you actually did do the short cards, you would leave 1 card on top, and then the other 3 you would distribute throughout the deck, and that would give you the places to cut the cards. But we're not going to do that. We're going to do something just a little bit different. Instead, I'm going to show you how to retain the pack. So let's start this setup. This is the setup as if I was going to do this in real life, and we'll talk about why the movie was a little bit different later. So you start with the queens, they go down. Now you start with 4 aces, those go down, and now you take another 4 aces and those go down as well. If you want to shuffle, you can do that. Just make sure you don't break into this top stock of cards as you're shuffling the other side through. So you can give that some cuts. Boom, boom, boom. Now, of course, in the movie they were doing cuts, so she was able to do a little bit more, but I'm showing you this as if you were going to do this in real life. So just maintain that top stock. Now from here, you can deal the 4 aces. Very simple. Before I get to that, since we're going to do the spread, I might as well talk about the spread she did in the beginning. She turns the cards face up, she spreads. If you're going to do this in real life, make sure not to spread into this block of aces and queens, because that'll give away the trick. So just drop the cards, keep your finger just a little bit above the deck, push down and spread, and you'll be able to see the cards and hide out that packet of cards. So now you can pick up the cards here, and if you just drag your finger across, that will make the cards fall over, and now you can pick them up and look super fancy. She does that in the beginning before she produces the 4 aces. I just did it afterwards to show you. So from here, you're going to do the same thing. You're going to spread the cards, making sure to keep a mental track of this 8 card stock right here that has the queens and the aces. Now you take the aces and you just put them anywhere you want that isn't that top card stock. Very simple. You square up the deck, push everything in nice and slow. If you want, you can give the
Now,
which is really not necessary. And now you can reproduce the 4 aces from the top of the deck. Now this is the part in the movie where I think something different happened, because if you notice, when we were doing this trick, we had a large stock of cards at the top, and if you notice in the movie, she was kind of shuffling everything pretty close to the top of the deck. It wasn't anything moving around so much. But what really struck me was what comes next, which was that she scoops up the cards and then they turn into the 4 queens. And if she were to actually do that in the movie, she would have to get a break. Now, if she did get a break, she did it off camera. If she didn't, that means that somebody had the 4 queens off camera. They put it on her hand so that she could just come in this way and scoop up the cards. So what I'm going to show you right now is how to do this without a Hollywood crew. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is get a break on cards. Now, there's a lot of ways to do this. You can do it with your pinky by pulling down 1, 2, 3, 4 and counting 4 cards like this. If you want to learn how to do a pinky count, there should be a button up there that'll bring you to the video and teach you how to do that. Or you can use a thumb count. Same basic idea, you just count with your thumb. That's 4, and you end up here. From this position, what you're going to do is now push the card out with your thumb as you scoop up these aces. So you would get your break this way, boom, I have my break of my 4 cards, bring my thumb out, scoop these aces up underneath, and now what I have here is the 4 aces and the queens that you turn over and square, and this is the end. This is the part where you deal the queens. So let's run through that again. I'm going to walk you through each step as if you're doing it for real, not like in the movie, and there you go. So I have my 4 queens. I'm going to put those here. I have 4 aces that go next, 4 aces that go next. Now there's a lot of false shuffles and cuts that you can do to accomplish lots of different things. There's table cuts and false shuffles, all kinds of different things that will allow you to keep that stock at the top. If you want to learn some of those, you can look right there at the video that'll teach you some false cuts. From this position, you're going to deal out the 4 aces. Now, if these were short cards, you would then just deal, cut to the piles like this, and you would have your aces there. But for argument's sake, let's just say that you don't, and this is where you are. So from here, you can spread out the pack, turn it over, and you can even put in the cards from this side. So from here, the aces are here, so you just miss that stock and put in the aces this way. It's fine. Either way is fine. Close up your spread, square everything up, give it that hardcore riffle, and now you have your 4 aces again. Okay, so from here, you're going to get your thumb count. You're going to get your thumb break. 1, 2, 3, 4. So those should be 4 cards. You're going to hold a break on them with your thumb. And as you turn over, you're going to push those cards underneath the 4 aces. So 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to turn over, let the cards kind of fall, scoop up the aces, square everything up, and then you deal out your 4 queens. Now, if you're having trouble scoop the cards, like I actually had a little trouble right there, there's an easy solution. As you put down the cards, you give them just a little bend upward like that, and that'll give you a lot of room to just scoop up the cards super easy, and then you're back in the same position. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. I think I should go check out the movie. What do you think? In my next video, I'm going to be checking out something by My Cousin Vinny because that's one of my favorite movies, and the trick in there is kind of dope. So, like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell if you want to be notified of my next video. I appreciate all of you, and I'll see you guys in the next one. By the way, good job, Rachel Weisz. Peace out.
I'm a scrub, but you still love me, you love me. Even though I don't make no money, you've been there when the times get ugly. I'm a scrub, but you still love me, you love me. I'm a scrub, but you still love me, you love me. Even though I don't make no money, you've been there when the times get ugly.